No, but I think it focused what I already felt and gave me some new vocabulary words to speak about that with.
Before Jodie Foster made first contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, Contact was dismissed as too cerebral and uncommercial by studio executives who couldn't grasp Robert Zemeckis' profound vision of science versus faith. The cast has finally revealed secrets that will transform your understanding of this groundbreaking masterpiece.
A kind of, a special Carl seminar. And he sat down, he had his slide projector and his stuff, and he sat down and sort of...
The film that almost never made contact. What most fans don't realize is that Contact spent over a decade in development hell before finding a studio willing to finance Carl Sagan's intellectually demanding story.
Somewhere in Lyra, I think.
Vega? Can't be. It's only 26 light years away.
About humanity's first encounter with alien intelligence. Every major Hollywood studio rejected the project as too philosophical and lacking commercial appeal for mainstream audiences expecting traditional alien invasion narratives. Jodie Foster revealed years later that even she questioned whether audiences would embrace a film where the aliens never physically appear. We were making a movie about faith, science, and the search for meaning in the universe rather than spectacular alien encounters. The story required audiences to think deeply about existence, consciousness, and humanity's place in the cosmos. The film challenged science fiction conventions by prioritizing philosophical exploration over visual spectacle.
I seen it in the newspaper advertised, and I thought, gosh, this is the perfect thing for me.
Matthew McConaughey disclosed that his character's theological perspective was crucial for balancing Foster's scientific rationalism. Palmer represents faith-based understanding of existence, while Ellie embodies empirical scientific methodology. Their relationship explores whether science and spirituality can coexist, or whether they're fundamentally incompatible approaches to understanding reality and meaning. James Woods noted how the film's political elements reflected real concerns about government secrecy and military control over scientific discoveries. The National Security Agency's attempt to control first contact,
eating prepackaged candy and sharing the secrets of the universe, I think it
represented fears about how institutions might suppress or manipulate information that challenges existing power structures. The machine that transported consciousness. The alien transportation device wasn't just science fiction technology. It was Carl Sagan's exploration of how advanced civilizations might communicate across vast cosmic distances while challenging human assumptions about space, time, and the nature of consciousness itself.
We have auxiliary booster ignition.
The machine's construction, based on alien blueprints, represented humanity's first attempt to build technology beyond our current understanding, requiring international cooperation and unprecedented scientific collaboration. The machine represented what humanity could achieve when working together toward common goals, disclosed Jodie Foster. The international consortium showed how first contact might force us to transcend national boundaries and political divisions. The controversy surrounding the machine's purpose and safety reflected real debates about how humanity should respond to contact with advanced alien civilizations. Some characters wanted to treat the aliens as threats, while others saw them as teachers, noted James Woods. The film explored different philosophical approaches to encountering superior intelligence and technology. The machine's apparent destruction and Ellie's unexplained journey raised questions about the nature of reality, consciousness, and experience that the film deliberately left unresolved. Was Ellie's experience real, hallucinatory, or something beyond normal categories of existence? Revealed Matthew McConaughey, Ellie Arroway's scientific faith doctor. Eleanor Arroway wasn't just another brilliant scientist. She was Carl Sagan's embodiment of scientific methodology as a form of spiritual quest.
Is it possible that it didn't happen? Yes.
Demonstrating how rigorous empirical investigation can be as profound and meaningful as traditional religious faith while serving humanity's deepest questions about existence. Jodie Foster disclosed her preparation for portraying a character whose scientific dedication bordered on religious devotion. Ellie's commitment to SETI research represents a form of faith, belief that the universe contains intelligence and meaning that can be discovered through careful observation and analysis. Her scientific method becomes a spiritual practice dedicated to finding humanity's place in the cosmos. The character challenged stereotypes about science being cold or meaningless. Ellie's childhood loss of her parents provided psychological foundation for her cosmic search for connection and meaning beyond human relationships. Her scientific work compensates for personal isolation by seeking universal connection, Foster explained. She's looking for signals from space because she's looking for proof that consciousness exists beyond Earth and death. The character's conflict with religious leaders wasn't simple science versus faith antagonism. It was philosophical disagreement about the best methods for discovering truth and meaning. The alien message that changed everything. The extraterrestrial signal wasn't just plot device. It was carefully designed representation of how advanced civilizations might communicate across cosmic distances.
18 hours, 36 minutes, 56.2 seconds. Hey, is anybody awake in there? I'm moving there.
While demonstrating the mathematical and scientific principles that could serve as universal languages between species. The signal's prime number sequence provided proof of intelligent origin while establishing mathematics as the foundation for interspecies communication. Prime numbers can't occur naturally in regular patterns, disclosed scientific consultants. Any civilization capable of radio transmission.
If the source of this signal is so sophisticated, why the remedial math?
Exactly, why don't they just speak English?
Would understand mathematical concepts that transcend cultural and biological differences. The message established common ground between human and alien intelligence. The nested layers of information within the signal, television broadcasts, machine blueprints, and personal messages, showed how advanced beings might package complex information for gradual comprehension by less developed civilizations. The aliens understood that humans would need time to decode and understand progressively more sophisticated concepts, noted Jodie Foster. The inclusion of Hitler's 1936 Olympics broadcast within the signal raised disturbing questions about how extraterrestrial observers might judge human civilization and moral development. Palmer Joss's theological challenge. Palmer Joss wasn't just romantic interest. He was the film's exploration of how religious faith and scientific investigation might both be valid approaches to understanding existence and meaning, challenging stereotypes about inevitable conflict between spiritual and empirical worldviews. Matthew McConaughey revealed his interpretation of Palmer's unique theological perspective. Palmer represents faith that embraces mystery rather than demanding literal explanations for spiritual experiences. He's not anti-science. He believes that some truths transcend what can be measured or proven through scientific methods alone. The character offered sophisticated religious viewpoint that complemented rather than opposed scientific inquiry. Palmer's role as presidential religious advisor reflected real concerns about how first contact would affect existing religious institutions and belief systems worldwide. Alien contact would force every religion to reconsider its teachings about humanity's special relationship with God, McConaughey noted. Palmer had to help world leaders navigate the theological implications of discovering we're not alone. The government cover-up that felt too real. Contact's portrayal of National Security Agency interference in First Contact wasn't just paranoid fantasy, it was realistic exploration of how existing power structures might respond to information that threatens established political, religious, and social order while challenging assumptions about democratic governance and transparency. James Woods disclosed his approach to playing NSA advisor Michael Kitts. Kitts isn't evil. He's protecting what he sees as American national interests and global stability. From his perspective, alien contact represents an uncontrollable threat to existing power structures that have maintained relative peace and order. The character embodied institutional thinking rather than personal villainy. The government's attempt to control and classify alien contact reflected real concerns about how democratic societies balance transparency with security when facing unprecedented challenges. The film asked whether ordinary citizens have the right to know about discoveries that might fundamentally change human civilization, noted production team members. The bombing of the first machine by religious extremists demonstrated how different groups might violently oppose contact with alien intelligence. Some people would see alien contact as demonic deception or threat to religious truth, revealed Woods. The journey that transcended physics. Ellie's mysterious 18-hour journey through the alien transportation system wasn't just spectacular sequence, it was Carl Sagan's meditation on consciousness, reality, and the possibility that advanced civilizations might communicate through experiences that transcend normal physical laws and scientific measurement. The visual representation of travel through cosmic wormholes and multiple star systems was based on theoretical physics and astronomical research that Carl Sagan incorporated into his scientific fiction narrative. The journey sequences were grounded in real astrophysics about how space-time might be manipulated for faster-than-light travel, disclosed scientific advisors. Sagan insisted that even the most speculative elements maintain some connection to legitimate scientific theory. Ellie's encounter with the alien being disguised as her deceased father raised profound questions about how advanced intelligences might communicate with less developed species through familiar forms and emotional connections. The aliens chose her father's appearance to provide comfort during an overwhelming experience, noted Jodie Foster. They understood that first contact required psychological preparation and emotional support rather than just intellectual information exchange. The complete lack of physical evidence for Ellie's journey, despite its subjective reality, forced audiences to confront questions about the nature of experience, consciousness, and truth that couldn't be resolved through scientific methodology alone. Was her experience real if it couldn't be proven scientifically? Revealed production team members. The science that inspired Real Research Contact's realistic portrayal of SETI research and radio astronomy wasn't just background authenticity. It was accurate representation of actual scientific methods used by researchers searching for extraterrestrial intelligence while inspiring real scientists and increasing public support for astronomical research programs. The film's depiction of radio telescope arrays and signal analysis techniques was based on actual SETI methodology used by real researchers at institutions like the Arecibo Observatory and the SETI Institute. We consulted extensively with actual SETI scientists to ensure that our equipment, procedures, and analysis methods were scientifically accurate, disclosed production team members. The movie became an inadvertent educational tool about real astronomical research and the search for extraterrestrial life. The film made people realize that searching for alien intelligence was legitimate science rather than fringe speculation, noted real SETI researchers. Applications to astronomy programs increased after the movie's release. The faith versus science debate that united both contacts' exploration of the relationship between scientific and religious worldviews wasn't simple antagonism. It was sophisticated examination of how both empirical investigation and spiritual faith might be necessary approaches.
General scientific vocabulary. We now have the symbols for true and false.
This was the key to put it
to understanding existence and humanity's cosmic significance. The film's conclusion, where Ellie's unprovable experience parallels religious faith in unprovable spiritual truths, suggested that both science and religion deal with mysteries that transcend complete rational explanation. The movie showed that both scientists and religious believers operate on faith when addressing ultimate questions about existence and meaning, noted Matthew McConaughey. Ellie's journey required her to accept an experience that couldn't be scientifically verified. The character dynamics between Ellie and Palmer demonstrated how people with different epistemological approaches could respect each other's methods while maintaining their own convictions. The film suggested that scientific and religious approaches to truth-seeking might be complementary rather than contradictory, revealed Jodie Foster. The movie's treatment of both scientific methodology and religious experience with equal respect challenged audiences to consider whether ultimate truth might require both empirical investigation and spiritual openness. Contact suggested that the universe might be too complex and mysterious for any single approach to understanding, disclosed production team members. The film became a meditation on intellectual humility and the value of multiple perspectives. Watch the film again with appreciation for its scientific accuracy, its respectful treatment of both rational and spiritual worldviews, and its influence on public interest in astronomy and SETI research. Notice how every element serves the larger questions about consciousness, reality, and humanity's place in an infinite universe. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into science fiction's most thoughtful achievements. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads, and let us know in the comments whether you believe we are alone in the universe. They should have sent a poet.